Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Splatoon 2 prediction series. This has been freaking forever since I did this. And, yeah, Splatoon has already been showing off some new stuff on their Tumblr or something, because I heard from a YouTuber that they leaked, like, a new stage on their Tumblr. And I decided to continue the series anyways. So, this one was about enemies the last time, if you remember the last time. Like, what was the last time I did this? Like, last year? So this was about enemies, and there are a total of, well, I don't know how many there are. All I know is that there are a lot of enemies. Like, all the enemies are already great, but I'd like to see a little more, because they introduced a new mode in Splatoon. The Splatoon mode was called Salmon Run. And what it basically is that it's kind of like a zombie mode, where it's like where it's like there's 4 people, and if you die, then that's all the time you're gonna get until someone revives you, and there's a bunch of stuff there. So like people are already looking through Salmon Run Game Explain already did a video on them. It was like a horde mode as well. Like other people are really good about it. So this is the new stage. So this is the stage it'll be fought on, and I don't know if this is gonna be like an exclusive stage or just a regular stage. But you wear this special gear, and there's a lifesaver on your back, and if you die with the lifesaver, then you get to regenerate. And this is basically like a battle for power eggs, and these are all the little salmon that you have to avoid. Now when I'm talking about enemies, the only enemies that I can think of are the Octolings and the Octo Troopers and stuff. I don't really care about them that much, but these are the Octolings for if no one knows, they're the main bad guys of Splatoon, and they only have this weapon on them. So in the new Splatoon game, I would like to see Octolings have more weapon choices. So it would be cool if they would get all of the weapons, but I believe they'll only be able to have main ones. So I think they're only gonna have like the splatter shot, the blaster, the splat charger, the splat roller, the slosher, and the splatlings, and the brushes. Those are the only types that I could think of, and other ones can probably work too, and they could probably use all the sub weapons and all the special weapons, like the burst bombs, squid beacons, splat bombs, point sensors, ink mines. They could probably use all that, and they could also be able to use their special weapons. Now the only special weapons that I can think of that will actually use are the bomb rush, the bubbler, the ink strike, inkzooka, killer whale, and kraken. Those are the only ones that I can think of, and they'll probably be able to use the ink jet and the tenta missiles, because I think the other ones just don't make sense for some reason. Now that the Octolings are out of the way, those are the only actual enemies that I can think of that could be introduced in Splatoon 2. Now the only other thing that I thought of most were bosses. Now the bosses in Splatoon were pretty great. great. These are the bosses right here. There's only 5 of them. I would like there to be 10 in the next game, assuming that the campaign mode is longer. We'll get to that someday. Now the bosses in Splatoon were the mighty Octo Stomp, which is based on a huge stamp. The dreaded Octo Nozzle, which is based on like some sort of sewage nozzle. The rampaging Octowhirl, which is basically a clam. The ravenous Octoma, which is basically a robotic piranha. And DJ Octavio, which is the main boss of the original Splatoon game. And he had the ability to use killer whales. So I have a few ideas for new bosses, and some of them might make sense. Now the first boss that I would like to see is something that would be like a cannon. Now this is actually a boss for Pikmin, or an enemy from Pikmin, and it shoots rocks at you. I would like there to be a boss based off of that. And it could be like an actual octopus. Like it could be an actual octopus, like with like actual 8 legs and stuff, walking around and shooting big blasts of ink at you. And the way you would kill it is the tentacle. He's actually walking on his tentacles upright, and he's shooting them down at you. So there's a weakness on the bottom of him that you can shoot down, that you can shoot him with, and shooting it 3 times will kill him. This guy would probably be in the first world. Now I'm not making these guys world based because I didn't even discuss campaign mode or anything. Now another boss that I would see them making is something based off of a shark. Now this shark could be kind of like this picture where he has like these big rockets on the back of him, or it could be like the ravenous Octoma and can swim through his ink and jump up and attack the players, where he jumps up and there could be like a shadow indicating where he's gonna land, and once he lands, if you get out of the way, he hits his head. And on the bottom of the shark, like right here on the bottom, you could probably shoot where that is, or maybe you could shoot his eyes or some part of his body to do damage on him. Now this is a boss that I could truly see making it into the game, because Splatoon is obviously based off of squids and octopuses and stuff. But what if there were actual other sea creatures in the game? That would be cool. Now another boss that I would think would be in the game would be a clone Inkling. Now this Inkling could probably be a boss near the end of the game, where it could have the ability to switch weapons like an actual Inkling, but it can only switch between the main 3. So like so it can only switch between the Splatter Shot, the Splat Roller, and the Splat Charger. So only the Roller, Sniper, and Shooter. And you don't see this right now, but I'm doing the same pose as he is. And he could actually mimic the player's movements, kind of like Darklink can, or Shadow in Super Paper Mario. Yeah. Or he could be like on his own, where he has a really smart AI and could actually feel like an actual computer player. Now it could be like an actual Inkling where he has a spawn point over there and you have your spawn point, and if you kill him 3 times, then that's how he dies. And the way this could probably work is if this could be like, it could be something like an actual turf war battle where teams battle it out. Yeah. And that would actually be pretty cool though. Or maybe he could be in a squad of Inklings, and it only takes like half of it could only take like half the normal damage to kill them like a regular Inkling can. So that's another cool thing that it's not actually cool, but I would want something to be based off a paint bucket. Now this is probably like a short description because it's just a paint bucket, but it could be like when he tips his head and a waterfall of ink pop down. Now how you would damage him is probably to shoot him with ink enough times. There's no weak spot or anything, but to tip him over, and a weak spot could be exposed on him once he's tipped over, and if you shoot that enough times, he starts taking damage. Now that was a pretty short description, but this was a pretty quick boss I could think of. Now the last boss I want to talk about is something that I really want to make it into the game. Hologram Maker. Now this is an idea I got from Kirby Planet Robobot, where there was a hologram maker that could make clones of previous bosses from previous games. Why can't Splatoon do this? We could probably see clones of the Mighty Octostomp, the Dreaded Octonozzle, Rampaging Octowhirl, Ravenous Octoma, and DJ Octavio. We could all see clones of them, but it would only take one hit to kill them. Or maybe it doesn't need a hit at all. Or maybe it doesn't even have a weak spot. You just need to shoot it with enough ink. But the catch is, these guys would be in their hardest form, except for DJ Octavio. Or another possible idea for this is from Mega Man 10. There was a boss called the Weapon Archive, where they made where they mimicked the attacks of previous bosses, but they weren't the bosses. They were these little box things. They were these little box things right here, and they mimicked the attacks of previous bosses. Like here's him mimicking Gemini Man, and here's him mimicking Tornado Man. And the Wily Archive was a pretty insane boss, and it was one of the best bosses in Mega Man. So this is what the Weapon Archive did, where a hologram of the boss would show up, and he would attack just like that, and they would attack like they normally would in their original games. So that would probably be the best idea. Now that's all the ideas I have for enemies and bosses in the games. Now I'm not sure what to predict next, but I'll leave it to someone. Tell me in the comments, what should I predict next for Splatoon 2? That's it for this video. See you guys then.